How's it going, everyone? My name is Trev Barnes. Thank you so much for stopping by for another video. As you're aware, and as I've said in all my recent videos, my fiance and I are in the middle of the moving process, so I've been having to make do with what I have. All of my basses are in storage, and I've been having to record bass with guitar. I do have like virtual basses, but they don't always sound like how I want them to. So I thought it would be fun to show you guys a tutorial of how I turn a guitar into bass using only Logic Pro stock plugins. For today's example, I'm using this acoustic. It's a Martin GPX 1AE, but you can do this with pretty much any guitar. But before I show you guys how to turn your guitar into a bass, did you know a large majority of you who watch these videos aren't actually subscribed? So press that subscribe button to change that. Please, I'm so close to 1,000. All right, let's get into it. So I have the acoustic just running direct in. Whatever interface you're using, you should be able to just plug right in and do this. So I'm gonna go ahead and record a quick bass line on the guitar. I'm gonna be doing Mac Miller's What's the Use, probably my favorite bass line ever, made by the wonderful Thundercat. So we got that recorded. I think when most people want to turn the guitar into a bass, their natural reaction is to use a pitch shifter. Well, we're not gonna do that. Instead, if we go to pitch and go to vocal transformer, that plugin is gonna make it sound a lot more realistic than a pitch shifter would do. We're gonna drag our pitch all the way down an octave, but the difference in the vocal transformer versus a pitch shifter is this format button. My understanding, I could be totally wrong, so if I'm wrong, correct me in the comments, please. But the format button keeps the integrity of the original pitch. So what we need to do is lower the format, not all the way down to 12 though. Let's go ahead and start playing this, and I'll show you what the different formats sound like. So this is at 0. It's trying to capture the brightness of the previous recording. Let's go ahead and start taking that down. When we drag it down to 4, it sounds a little more natural. Let's go down a little further. Six sounds pretty good. You still get a lot of that pluckiness from using a pick. I should have used my fingers, but oh well. Now if we bring it all the way down to 12, what does that sound like? To me, bringing it all the way down to 12 just makes it a little too muddy, so maybe we could find a midpoint between 12 and 6. Alright, I think 8 sounds pretty good. And just to show you guys what the difference between just using a pitch shifter versus the vocal transformer. Versus the difference may be subtle, but the vocal transformer just feels deeper. Because of that format changer, I feel like we're able to play with it a little more. And keep in mind too, everything that I'm doing is not exact. Everyone's guitar is different, so be sure to play around with it and just see what you think sounds the best. Since I use an acoustic guitar, there's a lot of annoying I don't know how to describe those sounds. So we're just gonna start cutting the highs a little bit and trying to shape our DI bass tone. All right, and we're gonna do a quick EQ frequency sweep to try to find some unwanted frequencies that we could just cut out. There it is. The picking sound was a little too aggressive, so I found where it is, around 20-40 hertz, and I pretty much just took that out. All right, next what we're gonna do, we are going to load up our bass amp. So again, this isn't like an exact process that you can do. Once you put it through a bass amp, it's gonna sound a little more realistic. And from there, we can kind of go back into the vocal transformer and play with the format a little bit more. Now that we have a good place to work with, we can start to make some subtle changes. So one thing I will say is whenever you go to record this, don't record it with the vocal transformer on, because you're going to experience a lot of latency and it's definitely going to throw off your recording. So I recommend just keeping it off, recording the guitar as a bass on its own, and then processing it later. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I know it was super quick. Hopefully you learned something from it. If you have a different way that you get a bass sound from guitars, definitely let me know. Remember, the key is always to be open to learning new things, trying new things. But again, I hope this helped in any way that it could. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.